So for me, my resilience started in my neighborhood. I grew up in a stereotypical 80s, low SES, unfortunately drug infested neighborhood. So being in that environment, also being in a divorced home, that then became, I had to be adopted, a different type of home, um, put me in situations very early to really understand what it meant to be resilient, because it seemed like life was stacking up against me, right? The first time, for example, I saw a dead body was in my yard from a shootout, not in the streets of Baghdad or Iraq. So having those experiences very early on, I believe, instead of breaking me, fortified who I was going to become as an adult and as a leader. And then you slap on top of that the crucible experience of a place like West Point to really give me that rigor and that direction and that first set of values outside the home. And then you add on that what happens in the Army, right? Deployments, travel, all of the things that the Army gives you. SEER school to like really help me understand what it means to be hungry and sleepy and tired. And over time, I gained more resilience, I believe. Now, how can soldiers and other leaders out there build their own resilience and build their own confidence? I believe it's the same way we build muscle memory or build strength. You got to get the reps in. So I'm not advocating anybody out there to go try to live the life that I had when I was a kid. But I would say you got to stretch yourself. You got to put yourself in positions where you can figure out really who you are, really where your gaps are, and what you need to work on. And don't be afraid to stretch. Don't be afraid to push and press and try to change what you need to change and put yourself in situations that are uncomfortable, because that's going to create what I would call creative friction that's needed for you to be sharper. We all know how you build a sword, right? It's a piece of molten metal. You have to take it out of the fire after you put it in, and then you have to put it against an anvil, and you have to hammer on it and shape it and hone it, cool it off, and then you have to rinse, recycle, repeat. So it involves pressure, it involves a little bit of heat, it involves friction, and then at the end you have this brilliant piece of metal that we all can be, but you gotta be in the fire, and you gotta look for those opportunities to hone yourself, I think.